Hey. This is Dr. Kent and Addict with you. And this is the wonderful day, wonderful place. I'm going to be starting with a different format. We're going to be looking at the steps, and I'm going to share with you how I did my steps. So, first thing we need to look at is I've categorized the steps in a way that's very understandable, and why we need to do them in a special way from 1 to 12, not, all over the place. You can't do a 1, 2, and 3 and then do an 8 and 9. Don't work that way. Okay? So, step 1 through 3 are all about God. You'll see why I say that. We admit we are powerless over our addiction and that our lives have become unmanageable. Let's face it. When you came into program or treatment or detox, wherever you're listening to this, you had to admit that you had a problem. Some of us, like myself, that was very hard to do. I'm from old school. I don't need help. I can do it on my own. Hear me, man. Hear me roar. Crapola. It's garbage. Step 2 is we came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. Because we have, as addicts, insane thinking. We literally start believing our own lies. Step 3, we made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understand Him. For myself, this was very simple because I was raised in a Christian home. So it was very simple to come back to who taught me what I needed to know. Step 4 through 6 are all about self-esteem, self-worth, and understanding self. Step 4 is we made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. This is extremely hard, but if you're in NA and get the 12-step working guide, it works really well together. When I did my steps, I didn't have the 12-step working guide. I didn't have that. So I had no idea how to do it. I had to follow my sponsor. And when I did that, everything was okay. Step 5 is we admitted to God, to ourselves, and to another human being the exact nature of our wrongs. This was hard for me to actually share with somebody the crimes I did, the problems that I caused, the people that I hurt, the amount of destruction I created in my life. Very hard. Step 6 was we were entirely ready to have God remove all these defects of character. Now, when you do a proper step 4, it takes you through 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. You'll see why. Because everything you do in step 4 gives you 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. If you do a fearless moral inventory, write down everything you did. See, my sponsor taught me something very early in my recovery. He said, just go home and start writing. He did a step 1, 2, and 3 with me. And he said, now I want you to go home and write a step 4. And we went through step 4 on what it meant. So he explained to me what a searching and fearless moral inventory is. It's having the gumption, the cojones, the ability to admit you're not okay and that you did harm to people, places, and things, and write it all down, you know. Then 7, we humbly ask him to remove our shortcomings. So see, from 4, we get our shortcomings. In 6 and 7, we humbly ask him to remove the shortcomings. Step 8, we made a list of the persons we had harmed and became willing to make amends to them all. Now this is just taking a step and writing them down and what you did and whether you have to make restitution or not. Some amends are better left till later, and some amends, there's indirect and direct amends. We'll look at that in step 9. Step 9 is we made direct amends to such people wherever possible, except when to do so would injure them or others. So see, if we're going to help others, we need to understand why we did what we did. So the problem is not the use of the substance, whatever that may be. The problem is right here in our hearts, because we can't make this journey from head to heart if they're not connected. And through the steps, we learn to connect those two circuits again. And I do a 10, 11, and 12 every day. Step 9 or 7 through 9 is relating to others, and how we relate to others and how we make those amends and restitution and deal with that issue of the problem. Step 10. Step 10, 11, and 12 is relationships with people, places, and things. And of course, now that we understand what God is, we can have a relationship. We can truly love. We can truly find happiness. We can truly find peace, contentment, tranquility, and serenity. So step 10 is we continue to take personal inventory, and when we're wrong, promptly admit it. So when we did a step 4, if we do step 4 right, we have no problems. But when we do amends, when we do wrong, we have to admit we're wrong right away. That's what step 10 talks about. Step 11, we sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God as we understand Him, praying only for the knowledge of His will and the power to carry that out. So you have to be connected to a God that is stronger than your addiction, because if you're not, you're going to lose out. You're going to lose the most significant, most important part in recovery. And 12, having had a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps, we tried to carry this message to other addicts and to practice these principles in all our affairs. This is not easy, okay? Practicing that every day and doing that every day, it's not easy, but it comes easier. And as I speak to you, I'm helping you. I'm sharing my experience, strength, and hope to open your eyes. You don't have to walk down the same road that I walked down. You don't have to do the same thing that I did. You don't have to follow the same path that I did.